You're watching the Chaos Protocol on Transplanar RPG, an all-transgender, people of color-led dark fantasy TTRPG show set in an original non-colonial, anti-Orientalist multiverse. If you like what you see, please consider pledging to our Patreon to support the show and get access to a patron-only after-show, early podcast episodes, GM notes, character sheets, and even the chance for your tabletop OC to cameo in our series. Thank you so much for watching, and enjoy. The Chaos Protocol is a dark fantasy series that may contain content that is triggering for some viewers. Content warnings for this episode include alcohol, food and eating, complex relationships, interpersonal conflict, death of loved ones, grief, and references to classism and the loss of a child. Arc 3 Interlude, Part 2. The Bar at the End of the World. Dom. This month, your apartment is a dingy, one-bedroom lease in the lower stilts of the Baiyuan Metro Center. It is 5 blocks away from the maglev station where wrought iron shuttles hang upside down from tracks that weave through the city like spider webs. Every 2 minutes, a train shudders past your tower block, shaking the foundations of the building like a furious titan mounting a siege. Through the half-closed metal shutters of your windows, we see neon lights and smokestacks, hover bikes and hollow signs. Inside the apartment itself, grimy synthetic rugs do a poor job of padding concrete floors. Here and there, the soundproofed vinyl walls feature aspirational built-ins, a bookshelf, a shoe rack, an ancestral shrine. But the books are all fake, the shoe rack is broken, and the shrine bereft of gods and ancestors. The living room is sunken, with a 2-foot ledge lined by pale fluorescent lights. A metal coffee table rises from the center, crammed with an overflowing ashtray, few bottles of beer, and half-empty takeout containers with disposable chopsticks scattered across the glass top. In the corner, the sparse kitchenette is untouched. Dom, you're back from a job. What does your nightly routine look like before you head toward Memna's?
Same as it does every time. Get back. Loosen up. Wash the blood off your hands before it rusts the exposed metal. But iron is iron, so it fits. Take a moment, lean up against the door, make sure you're not followed. And then check your messages, because everybody knows stars will have more work for you eventually.
I'm gonna hit a quick pause. John, I think you're just coming in slightly under, so if you could bump your volume up a little bit.
You got it. How we doing there?
Oh, much better. Oh, that's so good.
Hey,
Give me
go.
just 2 sentences. Just 2 sentences.
Audio technical problems are a fuckery and I hate it.
Yeah, does that sound good, C? Okay, perfect. All right, let's continue. Dom, you take a load off. Get the blood off of your hinges. There's still some sweat on you. You still stink of the gig. And you check the time. You've got about 2 hours before you have to head to Memna's. How do you fill that void?
Same way I have for 3 years now. Takeout and the wall in front of me.
You eat in silence, and the food is nothing special. The Obake Izakaya, known affectionately to its patrons as the bar at the end of the world, is a familiar joint to you, Dom, and you are a familiar face to the Obake Izakaya. As you enter the saloon, the crowd doesn't look at you, but it does respond to you. Bodies part, conversations quiet, and a woman silently slides out of your usual spot at the bar without being asked. You take your seat on the stool, the bartender faces you, and the chatter returns to its usual busy din. The bartender in question is, of course, Memna Obake herself, a tall, broad-shouldered elder with as many wrinkles around her face as there are stars in the night sky. Their skin is a lush honeysuckle gold with occasional streaks of glimmering purple like exposed veins of raw amethyst. Once upon a time, her hair was long and black and silken and made many fall in love with her. Now, it is coiled into a no-nonsense bun on the back of her head, its once opulent strands gray with age and turning whiter every day. Still, there is a quickness in Memna's glowing maroon eyes, a twist to her scarred mouth that betrays a mind that is only sharpened over time. She wordlessly makes you your usual, various patterns flicking across the waxed surface of her semi-holographic nylon coat. Only when Memna finishes her task and slides the small but potent drink across the counter toward you does she address you. Cognac, Averna, Ancho Reyes, stirred. Neat. Because you look like shit, Hainas. Then again, you always do.
Well, just like the name of the drink, it's been a hell of a morning.
Well, listen. And she leans in, casually, but you know that this part is especially discreet. Your, contact's running late. She sends along her apologies and all that, says she'll be here soon.
Yeah. Maybe I should bill her for the time.
Well, that's between you and her. Just, if you run into any conflict, remember, outside of the bar, I don't want to keep cleaning up after shattered glass.
Always.
Bodies, too, I'm sick of it. Just, if it has to come to that, outside of the bar, okay?
Okay. Less so always, but I'll do better.
And she turns and continues to service other patrons at the counter. And Dom, as you nurse your drink, alone, in silence, which is the closest thing you get to peace nowadays, various patrons come and go, and we witness a time-lapse of you, stock still on your seat as people flit past you, all around you, chatting, laughing, drinking. And half an hour later, you are 4 glasses deep and not even buzzed, and your contact still isn't here. It's unusual for you to wait this long, and for any other gig you'd have split by now. But this isn't any other gig, and you know it. You don't notice them at first. Not when they enter. The 4 new patrons with their anxious eyes sliding into a corner booth at the back of the izakaya. You don't notice them as they whisper among themselves, their voices swallowed by the din of the bar. You don't notice them as they take in their environs, looking a little bit like prey animals caught in the crosshairs, trying to get their bearings. But then, as the minutes crawl past, eventually a familiar sound cuts beneath the hubbub of the tavern. It's a slow trickle at first, a distant dribbling of memory that you barely register on the periphery of your perception. But it continues, grows steadier, louder, truer, and the sound crystallizes into realization. It's a voice. A voice you haven't heard in more years than you have fingers, more years than the unspent bullets in a well-loved 6-shooter. What physical reaction grips you when you hear the voice of Xainan Esch?
There is a whir and a clank and a grinding of gears as a hand curls and a glass shatters accidentally in a metal grip, and Dom looks at the waste of a drink pooling on a bar top, shakes one hand out, I'll pay for that one.
Memna's cleaning a glass, and the noise of the shattering didn't even cause her to turn around. She's putting that on your tab.
Oh, I know.
But the funny thing about that noise, that glitch in static, that brief illusion, is that it persists, Dom. It doesn't go away. It keeps going in ways you've never really heard it go before, almost as though it had a mind and a will of its own. For a ghost, it seems pretty damn corporeal, and it's coming from a distinct corner of the bar.
Dom takes a minute. Things have been weird. People talk of ghosts, but mostly it's fiction, it's stories, it's rantings and ravings of grief and loss, but he hasn't heard them himself until today. Or at least not this long, not this consistent. What the hell? If you can punch a ghost, maybe it deserves a punch. But if you can't, he's 4 drinks in. There's always an excuse.
So Dom, that is the emotion that spurs you, a kind of unexpectant curiosity. A what the hellness that empowers you as you get out of your seat, stride to that corner booth, and punch a living ghost in the face. Xainan Esch. A memory towers before you. A dead man. A revenant. A bleeding ghoul, all muscle and sinew and beard, his eyes blazing. How long does it take you to recognize Dom?
Less than a second. But in the array of ghosts that he has seen, that he's talked to, that he's touched, he has to remember that this isn't the city of heaven. There are no myths. There should not be punching ghosts. And it crystallizes the changes, overlaid the ghost, the memory, the man that he loved. And this man now that he looks at on his back on the ground, that's very familiar, this angle.
Xainan, as you lie there, breathless, staring at this impossibility, we pan over to the booth and find you, Lumièra. How are you reacting in this split second to this stranger's sudden and violent appearance?
Lumièra doesn't have much in this world, much that she remembers, much in any plane, in any of the existences that fate itself has created. So when this random, as far as she knows, comes out of nowhere and swings at her, Xainan Esch, at her Pop, all bets are off. As soon as that swing connects, whoever the fuck this is finds themselves frozen directly in time. And you hear a roaring, rippling voice that is full of vengeance, that is full of fury. If you ever touch him again...
Lumièra,
so before we get there, you reach for the chronergy, you reach for your pocket watch, but all of this is happening simultaneously. So before you're able to click your time magic into being and freeze this man, we pan over to Seir for his split reaction.
It's instinct. Seir was trained by the Great Huntress. Any harm or violence directed towards his own is met immediately by action. The only action that we hear is the sound of the booth creaking beneath him and the table moving in front of him as he stands facing where Dom is standing. And he is ready for the next split moment and split second where he would need to rear back a fist to retaliate.
Xainan, you sense Seir leaping out of his seat. You can feel Lumièra reaching for her chronergy, even as Dom towers before you, looking down at you. How do you now leap into reaction as your strike team starts to close around you?
Xainan gains his sense as he can hear the world move around him again. He isn't locked in a memory. This isn't some dream. Dom!
You know this fool.
I'm pretty solid for a ghost.
So are you.
What the fuck is going on?
Xainan starts to stand. He shifts. He looks. His foot taps Dom's foot. You're here. You're real. Yes, I know this man.
Are you?
He pushes off the chair, the table, and he doesn't reach for his bulwark to push him up. He does not reach for his family that he has been with for years, for months, No. He reaches for his family. He reaches for Dom for a hand up. I'm real.
Dom takes a look at that hand. And familiar lavender shades. And underneath that crappy bar lighting, rose gold skin shimmers in the light. Rose gold metal shimmers in the light. And he holds out his right arm. Right hand, prosthetic, fading, paint scraping off from clear years of hard use. And grabs your hand to pick you up.
Xainan is lighter than he used to be. But also, as you pull him up, he used to have 2 green eyes. Now he only has 1. The other glows with an otherworldly orange hue. The rest of him is so familiar, but some of the scars on his face, the way he wears his markings, time sits on Xainan Esch. Even if the clothes, the smell, the face are familiar. How did you survive? Did you?
I'd ask you the same thing.
And Dom, now that you've joined the party, I'd like to welcome you to our game, the bar at the end of the world. Your emblem is the Hermit. You draw from the deck of hearts and clubs. So please draw 5 cards, 1 for each person at the table, myself included as the bartender. As for the rest of you, please draw an additional card from your deck to bring your hand up to 5. Xainan, as you are pulled to your full height, looking still imbued with shock upon this face you've not seen in 10 years, Yinghe leans in to both Lumièra and Seir and attempts to whisper half discreetly, "What? Do you two know this man?"
I think Seir had, like, the second Xainan Esch had that recognition and then stepped forward to this man rather than the two of us, Seir has already been looking at Lumièra. And then to Yinghe, I have no fucking clue. Do you? And he's looking at Lumièra.
Lumièra stands boldly, stands proudly, stands in defense. But you see the tinge of hurt that's just layered underneath. That Xainan actively took the hand of someone who harmed him over us. She steals that. And she turns directly to you, John, and looks you dead in your face, eyes on. So you make a habit of hitting people out of nowhere around here, yeah? Touch him again.
Dom looks at you, and it's coincidence, happenstance, fate with a capital F. He looks and is dressed very much like Seir is now, a sort of short sleeve blue shirt, charcoal gray vest, a unbuttoned with a black tie hanging loosely as if he's just come from a job, and looks at you and says, "Pardon me, but I've been flattening Xai probably longer than you've been around, and I would like to play a card because my cards hurt."
Go for it.
Yes, let's go!
I would like to play a card that is the 3 of Hearts.
Okay.
And with that statement, I would like to ask the question of Lumièra, what bitterness or sorrow of yours spills out to me?
You get such an onslaught of a tirade of emotions. What is most largely prominent, and I think the brunt of what you feel is hurt, is anger. How dare you? Don't you ever, as long as I breathe breath, on this plane, on any plane, and the planes in between, don't you ever touch him. And I mean it. And it is unbridled fury, writhing down into her bones. She is so vehemently protective of him. It is a rabid dog frothing at the mouth, just waiting for its owner to be let off of its leash. And she constantly looks between you and Xainan for some answer. Particularly you, Xainan. She's looking you in the face. Do you need me to handle him?
I got this. Just give us a minute.
The bathroom. We need to use
You
the bathroom.
don't know.
Don't we?
Who in fate's breath are you?
Lumièra, this is Dom. Dom, this is Lumièra, Yinghe, and Seir. Now that we're all acquainted, will you please give us a second?
Fine. And Lumièra throws her hands up and backs off, teeth still bared. and looks over at Yinghe and Seir, motioning with her head towards the restroom. Every now and then she looks back over her shoulder to look at you.
Seir sizes you up, Dom. You, a fighter, would know when another fighter, another bulwark, is assessing whether or not to sink his teeth into you before Xainan finds out. But that man, who you know, seems to have a hold on this young man before you. He snaps those blue eyes towards Xainan, steps back away from you, nods as if in reply to your statement. You don't know, do you? Bathroom, right. And as he's leaving, he's eyeing Xainan in a strange way. Xainan, I don't think you've seen this look on Seir before. An uncertainty. But Lumièra and Yinghe are his priority at this moment, and they walk past, I think, like in step with Yinghe, chasing after the back of Lumièra, who is retreating towards the bathroom.
Xainan, as soon as the rest of your family steps away, giving you and Dom some breath, some space, how do you take him in?
Xainan can hear his heartbeat pounding in his ears. His hands are shaking. His questions fumble one on top of the other as he looks Dom over. Looks over the time that has passed over a man that he knows so well. And he just takes a half step back. His eyes are glassy with tears. Where are they?
Gone.
Gone. Just
And Dom looks at you with a hesitance you haven't seen in him ever. He was always frustrated by the collective antics of our little group, but never hesitant. Here is in the stars. Bye. And as far as I know, Ozil is too.
They've been dead for Xainan Esch for a decade, and still this wound. His breath stops, and he lists on his feet in the same boots that he wore on the Lodestar steading, in the same dusty jacket that he used to fight against the dust in. He leans a hand out, just grabs Dom by the arm, doesn't wait for permission. An ending. He looked for endings, and this is the one he found. I'm so sorry.
Lets you take hold of him, and in the split second after that apology, pulls you into a hug. Not your fault.
Xainan's arms like they've forgotten how to hug, don't know what to do. He has comforted grieving people at LSSG. He has held Naeem. He's held Lumièra and Seir. This hug, he just falls into it. He feels the ground leave him for a moment, like he is going to turn to dust right then and there. But the hug, that comfort, stability that Dom has always had, he falls into it, and it is like he is being hugged for the first time in a decade. It's not your fault either.
Yeah, I've been telling myself that.
But you're here. And he steps back, kind of frantic, a wild look in his eyes, and he takes a deep breath. And I'm going to play my first card for you. The 8 of Diamonds. What pressures or stresses are eating at you?
Dom is... There is something about this charade. He's doing his best to be comforting. He's doing his best to help Xainan grieve, because clearly he's known for longer. But you catch it out of the corner of your eye. He is, even now, not 100% with you. He's looking around the bar, keeping an eye out for something. There's something else here that brought him here. And it's important to him in a way that is pulling him in 2 directions right now. Yeah, I'm here. But, Hazel told me before I last saw them, the farm was dusted over and...
You saw them?
Yeah. We found each other at some point. But I don't know what's happened to them. It's been 3 years. And where they were going might as well be in the stars anyway.
That's very different.
It's really not.
Where are they? Dom, where are they?
I can't tell you that. Because you know as well as I do that the minute you find out, that's where you're going.
And what if it is? And 1,000 papers burning in the air in trance illuminate Xainan's mind. Mayday missions. Pleads to fate to save universes. The multiverse itself crying out. Xainan Esch looked to those papers and wondered if his prayer was there. And here it is. In the face of a man he loves so much. What if I am going to where they are?
Xainan, I don't know how you did it. And Dom takes a step towards you. It's slow, it's measured, it's hesitant, and I don't know how you got out of there, but that's whatever it is, it's a miracle that we got out. I'm not ruining it again.
It's complicated, but I'm better equipped for wherever they are.
That's what they all say.
I think what saved me meant me for this. And there is a twinkle of faith in the eyes of a man that has not believed in practically anything as long as you have known him. He believes in the stars, the dirt beneath his feet, the birds that he can put his hands on and trust in. He believes in you, in Pyrrha, in Azalis.
And reflected back at you are the eyes of a person who believed real hard and had all of that burnt, torn, and drowned out of him. Also went to a death trap, and I'm not about to let you go there too.
Like hell you're gonna stop me. All of us, together.
No. You know, I had this exact argument with them too. 3 years ago. And they left. And no one's heard from them since. Oh, we all know where they are, but no one's heard a fucking peep. You know why? Because anything we heard died, was that 8 years ago? 3 is walking into a tomb and inspecting a person.
They're there, aren't they?
Yeah.
Dust rolls behind Xainan Esch's eyes. Tears. Dizzying amounts of love and grief. And I'm going to play a card. I'm going to play the 3 of Spades. Dom, do you wish I was dead?
I'm going to answer that honestly with a card of my own. I'm going to play the Queen of Hearts. And I'm going to ask you, why does your heart hurt so bad? When Dom doesn't answer you, but the silence tells you honestly enough that right now, he kind of does. Because then he wouldn't have to send you off to die again.
And you know the answer. Why his heart hurts so bad. The 4 of us connected in every single thing we did. Severed in the dust, and now through time and death. There is a void inside of him, a howling, empty wind. It's never gotten quiet inside of Xainan Esch since he first went out into the dust and came back with bloody hands and a package that he wouldn't explain. He would give anything for this family. And to see in your eyes that you're not sure if it's easier if he were just dead. That stings. So does his job.
That's when the server comes back and wordlessly starts putting incredible amounts of food down on this table between the two of you. The silence interspersed only by the clattering of porcelain, ceramic, and cutlery. And we cut now to Lumièra, Seir, and Yinghe, huddled around inside this tiny, tiny bathroom.
Seir locks the door. What the fuck was that?
You just hear Lumièra's pocket watch just clicking furiously back and forth. You don't hear much or see much else from her. Just pure fury and click, 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 click. Who the fuck does they think they are? Who is that? Just
someone who clearly knows Xainan.
And then he just said, "Hey, thank you for punching me in the face," and reached for his hand, like it was nothing. Like he didn't just get punched in the face. I'm so confused. Somebody please.
To be fair,
Yeah.
Xainan does occasionally enjoy that. I think we saw some of that in Inferno, remember?
Yeah, but it's like typically on his weird bottom shit, like not just randomly out of nowhere.
Well, they seem to really know each other. Like, they look
Who
close.
does Xainan know outside of trans? It's just us.
Unless this is someone who knew Xainan outside
Everyone is
of
gone.
trans.
Seir.
That's my question, Lumièra.
Oblivion took Kaseki. He is all that is left. So what is this? Some place where all werewolf souls go that weren't swallowed? I'm not here, so this can't be it. I ended up at trans just like Xainan did. Why am I the only one that's confused about all of this? I am so.
I'm right there with you, Lumièra.
She just puts her head on the side of the wall, and you just hear thud, 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 thud.
Seir walks over to you and puts a hand on your shoulder and gives it like a reassuring squeeze right in your upper arm. The hand that is clicking, probably now still onto the pocket watch, as Seir looks to the other three and says, I have only seen that look on Xainan's face a handful of times, and was always at someone pretty fucking important to him. So
I couldn't even look at his face. I was so unbelievably flabbergasted by what it is that I saw. No one else felt some type of way about this. I'm the only one that feels.
No, I'm feeling some type of way about that. Did you see that he walked past us, Lumièra?
Yes.
Who else?
I know. That's my entire point.
Who else could he move past us for? Us.
Naeem, maybe, but like
Diablo, right?
yes, but that was somebody that we were already privy to. We met Diablo saw their mess. And Lumièra just like gestures out in front of her to all of that. This is some random person that we don't know in the middle of goddamn nowhere that's sitting here. We all... You look different. You look different. I look different.
I think Dom is definitely random to us, but he's not random to Xainan. I don't know what part of Xainan's life he's from, but because the two of you have known Xainan much longer than me, I'm going to assume it's from before he got to the Syndicate, right?
I
He's
have
been
known
with us for 10 years.
I have known Xainan since I was 9 years old. He was my mentor at the Lone Survivor Survival Group. He is the one who sponsored me. That man knows everything I know about how I ended up at trans, and he doesn't say anything? Nothing. He told me everything he had was gone. All of it, just like me. Just like me.
Lumièra. And Yinghe gently walks up to you and places a hand on your other shoulder that Seir isn't touching. And he can sense the pain beneath your anger, the hurt powering all of it. I'm sorry. It must be strange to see that Xainan has someone from a place that was taken by oblivion, and you.
Why wouldn't he just tell us?
Maybe he didn't know.
No,
He
I
looked
don't.
pretty shocked.
I don't
to see
mean
Dom.
that. I don't mean that. I mean, if Xainan had someone this important to him, like Diablo, like Naeem, why didn't we know? He knows everything about us.
Because he didn't trust us to know. And Lumièra says that absolutely resolved all of the rage, all of the fury that was keying her up, tampers and dies down. And for someone of her stature, she seems so small now. He didn't trust us. That's what it was. We spent all of these years putting all of our trust in him, telling him everything, all of our secrets, and we know nothing about him. Nothing.
I didn't know the name of his world either.
Nothing.
At this point, there is a very insistent and annoyed knock at the bathroom. You hear several
your
patrons
business.
outside
Give
shouting.
us a minute.
Maybe we should get back.
There's other
You're right.
stalls.
We're like the only bathroom.
This is like the one, it's a single stall, all gender bathroom.
We're a single stall in the only
Yeah.
bathroom in this dining joint.
Yeah. You say there's other stalls and you hear a patron on the other side of the door go, "No, there aren't!" Through like the muffled grain of the wood. Well, I think Xainan, maybe not me, but definitely owes the two of you some answers. So how about we get out there and see what they're talking about?
Fine. If he punches Xainan again, I'm just saying.
Maybe we should let him.
It will be the Baron times 3. if they ever
Baron.
put a hand on him again, and I mean that. Not in front of me and not on my watch. I don't know who the hell you are. I don't know what your damn mission is. All I know is that Xainan is my family. Mine. Don't you ever touch him in my presence. And if you do, there will be consequences. And Lumièra opens the door and throws it out, and this door swings open and slams against the wall. And she stomps right out of the bathroom.
Seir grabs the door before it swings back towards himself and Yinghe and stops it. Another piece of information he's not privy to looms in the bathroom from Lumièra's own lips. And Seir's mind spins as he looks at Yinghe one more time. With a shrug, but clear discomfort and irritation as he marches behind Lumièra after nodding at Yinghe.
Oh. Yay. And Yinghe follows you out as the door shuts behind the two of you. And Lumièra, Yinghe, and Seir, as the three of you return to your booth, you see, just in time for the server setting down the food and moving back down the aisle. And as your two groups start to reunite, I want to know from you, Dom, what question are you in the middle of asking Xainan when these strangers from his life return to the table?
Ooh. I have a joker. Give me a second. I need to pick something that hurts.
Hey,
Oh,
John,
yeah.
you're sick. Just letting you know.
Yes.
You're deeply unwell.
Extremely.
And no wonder the two of you are matched up. Got it. I'm back.
Yep. This is a match made in God fucking heaven, ain't it?
Oh! I know. I would like to take this joker, and I would like to turn it into the 9 of spades. Which is, how can I hit you where it hurts? I think I could answer that question. I just want to see what happens when I do it.
Sick.
Certainly can answer this question.
Yeah. That comes out as you are coming back, as there's a brief pause quietly while this server puts food on the table, and Dom just eyes never leave you, even as they go about their business. And when they're gone, Dom takes a look at the table. So, I didn't ask it before, but so is Doxa joining us later?
That is when the other three members of Nova return. You hear Dom ask this question. You see Xainan freeze.
Who's
And
Doxa,
Yinghe.
Papa?
Who's Doxa?
Whoa. If the temperature in the room could drop.
And you hear pop pop with so much inflection, Xainan, it almost burns. The P's in the beginning and the end are so enunciated, it cuts through every bit of tension that's sitting at this table right now. Yeah, Xainan, enlighten me. Who's this? Who's Doxa?
You didn't. Oh. Dom takes a step back from the table. Okay. 13 years. 13 years and you're alive and you don't tell anybody that. Communication's hard. That I
Excuse
understand.
me?
Oh, quick pause.
Yes. You got it. "13 years. You're alive. You can't find us, you can't tell us, that's fine. We split, and I get that. I do. But these people, and he points to Seir and Lumièra and Yinghe, these people seem to care a lot about you, and you haven't told them about our fucking daughter?
Excuse me?
What?
Lumièra's entire defensive stance drops immediately. Daughter?
Xainan looks like he is being slowly crushed by the weight of the words, every word laid on him. A name that he does not speak out loud for fear that it will shatter him. Said over and over and over again, and every time her name is said, Dom, you see it. Worse than a punch. You may as well get shot every time. There is so much honesty just in his eyes. Xainan Esch would rather die than lose her. He stayed in that house for her. There is no apology, no grief that he could share out loud that would ever make up for the words that he has to utter. She didn't make it.
I would like to play my next card. I'm gonna pull my last joker. I'm going to ask the 3 of clubs, Xainan, what heavy burden do you want me to carry?
The last time you saw him in this much pain, he fell to dust. You might not even remember the look on his face. He doesn't want anyone to carry any pain of his. This is the problem. This is why you've never heard these names, these people, this place. We could have 1,000 Seirs, an army of strong bulwarks. You could use every liminal, Sing could summon every platform. He doesn't want anyone to carry this but him.
That's where you're
He shuts
wrong,
a door.
Xainan. Lumièra loves you. She cares about you. You don't want her to carry this burden, but you don't get a choice. She carries it because you are important to her. So I'm gonna ask you one more time. What heavy burden do you want me to carry, Xainan Esch? In this moment, no bullshit. Be real with me for once.
He turns his back on Lumièra.
Oh,
He closes that door.
noted.
His eyes clouded in sorrow and heartbreak. He is both standing here in this bar at the end of the world, and yes, it is the end of the world all over again, as he stands in the dust under a tree that we used to sit and eat dinner under. We played under. We fought under.
Xainan, I want to ask you a question. I will play the 6 of spades to ask you, Why the fuck did you do this to me? Everything you've ever said to me, every veil that you have hidden, every advice that you have said under starlit skies upon a manticrore's nest in the amongst the stones of a blacksmith's workshop. Why the fuck did you do this to me? Me?
Xainan Esch. This mask of a man that you have known, that loves you very much, that loved your sister very much, is over a very, very flawed man who thinks only of his own imperfections. He sees whatever floats before his eyes between him and Dom. That's all that carries him through the multiverse. Grief consumed him. So knowing him is knowing grief. No one wants that.
Your grief is the grief of family, Xainan. That's the grief that consumed me. You think I didn't deserve to know that? And that's what
Seir.
screams behind Seir's eyes, unspoken and unsaid. It is
Lumièra.
just shaking. No words.
Lumièra puts her hand out on your chest, Seir, and pushes all of us back. Let Simon
getting-
handle his.
Food's getting cold.
Yeah.
Yinka?
Well done.
Dom, the door to the izakaya slides open, and you notice someone enter. A woman, lean but muscular, with medium brown skin and short, dark brown hair cropped bluntly at the chin. Their hazel eyes are tinted red by translucent visors with a glowing HUD. And she wears a thick shawl that covers her shoulders, torso, and the left side of her waist, but you can see the blaster at her hip even from here, the slender gleam of it, both a warning and a threat. They don't wear any emblems, any insignias, any corporate branding that might betray their allegiance, but you've been around the block a few times, and based on the dangerous way they carry themselves, you know that she's one of Aego's guns. You know that she's your contact.
Pirates with the worst fucking timing.
I have a
Okay.
card for you at the worst possible time. As Xainan is shattering apart before your very eyes and still standing there. A ghost that will not leave you. The Jack of Spades. How can I get you to forgive me?
Dom's face is business. You know him. You've seen him when money is what's being moved. You've seen him poring over finances for both, well, less than legal capers, and poring over the ledgers at Lodestar. He helped, as the years went on, helped manage that place. And between that and the cooking, he was one of the only ones who got to call your ma by her full name. That Dom, you can see now, died years ago. one that stands in front of you retreats into business. And whatever answer you're looking for, you're going to have to wait for when he's ready to give it to you. And Dom turns his back on you, looks over his shoulder and says, well, maybe I was right, maybe you are a ghost. Because, the Xainan I knew wouldn't be standing in front of me if you let our daughter die. So why don't you haunt that bench for a second while I deal with something else? And he turns around and goes to talk to the person in the suit.
Dom, we follow you across the bar at the end of the world. And this person is currently sat at one end of the bar, though she's not nursing any drink. As you get closer to her, you see her face in fuller relief. And this contact of yours, who has only ever identified herself as Inez to you, looks up as you approach. And when they speak, their voice is low, calm, but insistent, a steady blade trained at an unsuspecting target. Change of plans. He can't do 50 up front. It's 20 or nothing.
Okay. So what changed? Was it his desire to move things? Was it did he have a sudden thought to lose half the cargo? Because that's what you're gonna lose. You can move it on your own if you want to. We'll see how, well, a lot of lords have tried to move it through this section of space. Let's see how well it works for you this time.
Her mouth twists, and she says, you know, if you're trying to threaten me, you're threatening the gentleman pirate too, so I'd watch your mouth if I were you.
Oh, I'm not threatening you. You're not from around here, so you don't know. You tell me a number, we're gonna haggle. We already did that with your gentleman pirate boss. So, if you want to haggle again, be my guest, but you better be prepared to have a number.
How do we know we can trust you, huh? We've never worked with you before. You've run gigs for Ieko and Zuma. You know how he feels about Zuma.
Yeah, but, have I ever told you any of what Zuma's doing?
What's she doing?
I'm not gonna tell you, and that's why you run things through me.
Alright. What if we pay you, 100 right now to tell us everything you know about Hanukkah's little operation?
That's a really good offer. Why don't you pay me 120 for the insult of assuming I would and trying to lowball me at the point?
Sucks her teeth. You've caught her bluff. You've seen right through this shtick she's trying to pull. She's like a guard dog sniffing out your spine. And she's found something solid there. Alright. Fine. Let me go talk to the boss. I have to confirm these.
Tell your boss something else.
And what's that?
I'm willing to drop it back down to 80, but you need to apologize to me.
You can't be serious.
Are you going to be the one to tell your boss you didn't tell him he could save money? Because of your pride?
Anger flashes across Inez's eyes, muted by the colored visor, and you see her hand twitch toward the blaster at her hip. But as soon as she does, even though every other patron in this bar isn't looking at the two of you, there's a ripple of motion as almost every single person in this bar also slowly moves their hands to the weapons at their waist in defense of you without being told at all or signaled in any way. Inez senses this. Her eyes flick around the saloon. And she lowers her hand. Fine. Sorry.
Yeah, that's not good enough, and you know it.
You serious?
Spell it out.
Sorry. Sorry.
Good.
embarrassed. She gets off the stool, shakes her head a little bit to clear it, as though a dog ridding itself of fleas, and says, I'll be back in with a contract for the new terms and ship's out back already with a shipment on it, so...
We'll unload it, you just draw everything up and make sure it's 80 this time.
Fine. You wait right here.
Pleasure doing business with you.
Inez, if she could spit in your face right now without invoking the ire of every single patron here, she would. You see that in her face, but she doesn't. She turns as she goes. And while this exchange was happening, we pan back across the saloon and we find Xainan at the booth with Striking Nova. Xainan, while Dom has been talking with this person and you've been sitting here with your thoughts, with these revelations, with these gut punches, what's starting to form, starting to take shape inside your head?
Of all of the things, at the most unlikely of times, the thing that he thought he had given up on forever. And Lumièra, you finally see a crack. He turns because for the first time, maybe as long as you've known him, there is hope in Xainan Esch's eyes. Because Azalis raid might be on Kesiki. And he sees those burning notes in his eyes, and you see 1,000 thin hopes, but that's all hope is, really, right? A thin string tying us to what we love. The burden you can carry for Xainan Esch is to listen. I owe you all a lot. We are where I am from.
Whoa. Hold on. You mean to tell me that this bar we are in right now is your home that you told me was gone? It's not?
This is not Kesiki. I don't think.
That's where you're from.
I need more answers. I need so many more answers.
But you
Listen,
didn't answer
Dom.
why.
I don't know. And there is truth ringing in every word. He is uncertain of anything. Maybe ever. In this moment.
I'm gonna play my next card. The 9 of Hearts. Xainan Esch, what is it about this place that haunts you?
It's like walking through a graveyard. But not the beautiful kind like in the city of heaven where all of the ghosts that he could apologize to, that the memories that he could hold. No, this is also the place where all of the regrets, those haunt him. Doxa. But also the look on your face. The words he's never said out loud. Hearing the people that he loves not know the name of his own daughter. He thinks about how hard it was to crack that open the first time the penny falling in a well forever when he first said Doxa's name to sing who is not here. You see 1,000 griefs haunting Xainan Esch, and they are more vivid now than they have ever been because we are where that grief lives. And that man, that stranger to you, there is a rope straight from Xainan's heart to that man that has never been severed, no matter how many different planes within the multiverse he has traveled to, even if he has been severed out of his own, that same rope that you recognize, to Naeem, but also to all of you.
Lumièra recognizes that rope. She sees it tied. She sees it tied between you and her. She saw it tied between you and Sing, and you and Seir too. And you and Yinghe. And she sees a rope of her own tied to you. Tied to Seir, tied to Yinghe. And even if she didn't realize it, she sees it now tied to Sing too. Well, and Lumièra clears her throat while taking a gaze at Yinghe before finally settling on Seir and eyeing his plate, realizing that what they ordered was actually for each other, and we switch plates.
That's for you. Coffee.
Thank you. Lemonade.
Oh, thank you.
It's really
should
cold.
all
I
eat.
had extra ice.
We should all eat everything we can get. And you can
Xainan,
see that there is something deeper behind that. This isn't some, oh, we should eat because it's good for us. There is a ticking. There is a clock. There is something driving him very suddenly.
I will play my card then at you, Xainan Esch. I think this is the perfect time to do so. Who do you want me to be right now?
That is the 5 of clubs.
That's the 5 of clubs. I'm playing the Joker to play that card. Because apparently, for the audience at home, most of my cards were taken up by some of the other people's prompts, so I had to keep refreshing my hand.
oh no, you had to continue to mulligan. How unfortunate.
How unfortunate. I finally got a Joker, and this is the one I want to ask. So, Xainan.
Our decks overlap? That's wild. Anyway.
Isn't that wild?
Wow.
Stop it.
Mhm.
Who would have thought?
Seir, maybe it's just that he is lost. But in this drive that you see in Xainan Esch very suddenly, usually he looks to you and he is hoping for Sing still. But that's not what you see in his eyes this time. This time, he wishes so badly that you were the greater hunter. Someone with answers. He sees the sliver of the moon in your eyes. The moon's on you. You could just be her. It would make it so much easier for me to get answers, as she is also a part of the shades of this memory that is drawing him somewhere so urgently.
Seir takes a fork, stabs it into a pancake, into a bacon, and shoves it into his mouth, swallows and looks to you, and asks in a way that is very uncanny to Artemis herself. Tell me everything.
I don't know who this is. And I think more than anything else, you see a wave of not resentment, not anything along the lines of that. Maybe some pity, maybe just she settles and she looks at you, spinning her eggs, just sticks her fork in the middle of them and clears a circle in between, not really paying attention. Well, regardless of what it is that you may have or may not have told me, I understand that your trials and your tribulations are your own. Just whatever goes forward from here, Xainan. Lumièra nods for taking a sip of her iced coffee. Seir ordered it exactly how she liked it. I'm in your corner, Xainan. I love you. So, whether you trust me enough to tell me something or you don't, never doubt that I'm always... No, don't explain to me. Just hear what I'm saying. I'll never fault you. I understand that we all have our ghosts that we have to face. I just want you to know that I am in your corner. I will fight for, protect you at all costs, without hesitation. So, I guess what I'm trying to say is, wherever you lead, Xainan Esch, I will follow. Every time.
Dom, that's when you return to this moment, to this ghost that maybe you should have walked away from. As soon as Inez left the bar, maybe you should have walked away from, but for some reason, you come back.
Dom is different. There is, and I think everyone here could tell, there was a moment during that talk when Dox's name first came up that he very clearly was going to punch Xainan again, but everyone wanted to talk a little and he took a moment. But this time it is, much like it was on the way out, all business. Well. And he starts and stops, and there is... Xainan would know it well, but it is that dry, rackety cough of lungs that haven't quite recovered from the dust. And he stops. Fuck. Reaches back into a sort of side bag and then... set something down that could have saved a lot of people. Okay. Azali's raid is on Kaseki. I saw her 3 years ago on a mission with Tears of Fuyumi, and I couldn't talk her, couldn't talk them out of going, and I probably can't talk you either, so... You need to know that the last shuttles off Kaseki were 8 years ago. Magnetic storms on the planet, they've gotten worse, and every shuttle down is a one-way trip. And that's that's not even thinking about the black hole on the horizon. So
Excuse
hopefully
me,
that
what?
doesn't eat you. Oh yeah, that showed up a couple years back.
Do we know what that is?
Well, it's sitting near the planet, so I think what it is just Kiseki's fucked and has always been. So
I'm sorry. Kiseki survived Oblivion?
I don't know
Guess
what the
we're gonna
fuck
have
that
to
means,
find out.
but it's just I wouldn't say alive. It's dying, and has been for years.
But it survived. Right?
Nothing survived down there. So,
So
how do we
how
go
you
there?
go down to the planet's surface? And in this moment, as Dawn pulls out a hollow pad, slides it across the table, flicks it dismissively onto the wood, and it slides across, shows you a ship. Just so happens I happen to have a ship parked outside. And, well, they all know that acceptable losses are what they're on, and we've finished moving off most of the cargo anyway, so you can take it. It'll be a
Just like
one-way
that?
trip. It'll be a one-way trip, and that'll be about all. So, if you are, and that business veneer stops, cracks, freezes for a second. If you want to choose to leave family into death again, that's your choice, I guess.
Don't ever underestimate me.
Ma'am, I don't know you.
Correct.
And
A
you
shock-
don't know me.
a shock of hope. You see it again. It's this nagging, constant thing that shouldn't be there. He was about to break apart just minutes ago. If there's a way down there, I'm gonna take it.
Yeah, I know. And Dom taps the hollow pad once, stands back from the table, reaches over to a side that well, he put it down earlier, but none of you were paying attention because who was he really? Just some random in a bar that you don't even know the name of. He reaches over, puts on a hat, adjusts it, looks at you, Xainan, with eyes that knew you once and don't recognize you anymore. Because you'll never know that the first thing he thought of when he saw you was the last thing he said to Doxa before he left. When the chips are down, follow your pa. He'll make the right choice, I know he will. But that Dom was 14, 13 years ago. This Dom merely adjusts the hat, takes a step back and goes, "Our business is concluded. Will that be all, Mr.
Wait.
Esch?"
And Xainan stands up. He's looking for a man that he knows is not there. But he won't stop looking. A young farm boy, naive, but a heck of a shot. Stands before you, now shattered in scars, in power that doesn't seem to fit him, but is there nonetheless, radiating from his face. With a new family. It's good to see you. So good to see you.
And, just the hat. Looks out over the bar. You should go. She's not going to be out for very long.
Oh, it's one of those kind of taken.
Yeah, it is. And, Mr. Esch, I've repaid the favor I owe you for our daughter. Don't come looking again. And he tilts the hat, turns around, and walks away.
Xainan is frozen, standing in the dust, falling to his knees again. He can't follow. For 1,000 reasons. But mostly because his feet feel cemented in place. Because a man that he loved has been dead.
Where one bulwark walks away from you, another walks towards you, holding you by the crook of your elbow. Hey, old man. I'll jump with you through anything, alright? What kind of taking is this?
The kind where we gotta move fast, Nova. And he turns around. You mean it? Anywhere?
Always behind you. Always behind you, Zai.
I would follow you to Oblivion and back.
Good, because I think that's where we're going. Yinghe?
Yes. Okay. 1 second. And Yinghe just shovels as much food as they possibly can fit into their mouth in this moment. They swallow, they get up, and they nod at you, Xainan. Lead the way.
Grab all that. Xainan looks to the table, grabs his...
Oh, I think you're muted. Maybe it was your
Of course I
cat?
am.
Watson,
Yeah.
Watson muted you.
Hey,
Yeah.
hey, no, I hear slander on my client right now. What did I tell y'all? Innocent until
Xainan-
proven guilty.
Looks at all the food after Yinghe starts shoveling it away. We're gonna need all that. Grab what you can.
Right?
Let's go.
Okay.
Xainan
Yinghe
picks up his
grabs-
hat, puts it under his arm, and doesn't stand as tall as he looks around this room, not for an escape. The door is right there. The ships are right there. He is looking for resources.
Xainan, there are various patrons in this bar. Like I mentioned earlier, this is a bar that values discretion. So people are going to mind their own business, which means that their eyes stay on their own plates and their ears are pointed toward their own conversations. You have plenty of opportunity here to swipe things from tables, swipe things from belts, swipe things from unsuspecting patrons on your way out of this bar. That's not to mention anything you might be able to grab out in the parking lot on your way to your ship.
The Nova sees Xainan in a form that he has never been since joining Trans. We meet Xainan Esch, the outlaw of Haruna Valley, as he takes and pushes, because somewhere, until proven otherwise, he will find an ending, even if it breaks his heart, for Azali's raid.
And with Xainan at the helm, strike Team Nova. You grab as much food as you can in empty takeout containers, and you follow Xainan Esch out of the Obake Izakaya. And Dom, back at your seat at the bar, you watch the ghost from your past and his newfound family exit the Izakaya. As the sliding door shuts, the last thing you see is the swish of Xainan's shawl, the muted flash of Xainan's eyes. And then he's gone. And you are, as always, alone in a room full of people. And we hold on you here, inside the bar at the end of the world, and through the window, the light from distant stars illuminates your face, painting your silhouette in deep purples and silvers. Your eyes are fixed on the horizon beyond the bar, those rolling fields of yellow moss, those spaceships parked on gentle slopes, and eventually you watch as one of those ships, a sleek black cruiser, the type that Aego's people like to pilot, lifts up and off the ground, rocking slightly back and forth as though piloted by an unfamiliar hand, and then the thrusters turn on, it rotates gently in the air, and then poof, explodes off into the distance. And within moments, it is a dot against the skyline, an echo of an echo, a ghost of a ghost. There's some commotion by the entrance, an angry slamming of the sliding door, and then Inez is there at your side, fuming. What the hell, Hainas? My ship's gone!
Dom looks at her and coughs in a way he hasn't coughed in years, because visited by a ghost brings the dust with it, so he looks at her. You didn't pay me to keep it safe, did you?
Ugh! She turns around and kicks futilely at one of the bar stools.
It's alright.
And you both know that she is shit out of luck, because there's no way she can explain this to her boss.
That's
The
okay.
anger within Inez dulls, replaced by a sullen bitterness, a muted, frantic worry about the fate of her career, perhaps the fate of her life. And as they curse under their breath and turn away from you, we hold on your face, your eyes, and that empty spot on the horizon where you last saw Xainan Esch. And Dom, I'm gonna play my first and only card for you.
Okay.
It's the Two of Hearts. What do you hope for, even now?
There is a bitter, bitter hope. Because Dom knows that if anyone was going to find Azali's raid on that hellhole, it's Xainan Esch. And if Dom is lucky, and he has been fairly often, much to his chagrin, if Dom is lucky, what he's been doing for the past 3 years will help.
And we pulled a black. Thank you all so much for tuning in to the Arc 3 Interlude episode, The Bar at the End of the World. Oh my goodness, I am so incredibly excited to return to the world of the Chaos Protocol with Arc 4, which is on the horizon, which will be set on Keseki, here in this galaxy that Xainan Esch is from. But before I get a little too into the weeds about Arc 4, I'm going to pass along introductions to my incredible cast for the evening, starting with our guest star. Will Zoe be joining us for this, our sweet producer? Yeah. Okay, so if you're ready, yeah, let's put you on the screen. Okay, excellent. Let's start with John, and then we can pass over to Zoe, and then to Val and our... Oh! I start with Zoe. Okay, I'm so sorry. Oh, I see. You can only have room for 5 people. Understood. So Zoe, why don't we start with you? Tell us where we can find you.
Laughing really hard. Meets. One second. So people can read me when I speak. No, you're good. That's meats. Yes, at the bar at the end of the world. Make sure you get all of the meat. Hi everyone, it is me, Zoe Williams, playing Kimani, the Traveler, at the end of the world and everywhere else, in between and everywhere. If you liked what I did here, you'll love what I do everywhere else. You can find me mostly posting what I'm doing on Blue Sky. You can find my website. It should be like radicalzoe@card. All of it. You'll find it. Find me on Blue Sky. You'll find the rest of it. You can also find me on Instagram, where I repost a lot of things. Free Palestine and all oppressed communities. That's all I got. Thank you, Transplaner, and Arc 4.
All right, let's go over to John, our other incredible guest star for the evening.
Hello, I am John. Today I was dumb. And let me fucking tell you, I've been sitting on this for 2 years, guys. You have no idea how hard that was. It has been absolute delight. You can kind of find me on Blue Sky at Ryomasa, Ryomasa. When I do anything that isn't come out of social media retirement to plug this. Which is not often, but occasionally you'll hear something from me, maybe once a month or so. But it has been an absolute delight, and I'm so happy to have been part of this, so thank you so much for having me.
Oh, you are absolutely amazing, John. Let's go over to Val.
Hello, everyone. My name is Valiant Dorian. I use he and his pronouns. You can find me all across the internet at Valiant Dorian or also Spirit Bear. Please enjoy that lovely treasure I just set you on. And tonight, I had the distinct pleasure of playing Seir. I have so many questions. No last name. Who uses he, they pronouns? And I'm going to pass on over to Pop, old man. What's going on over there?
I don't know.
Yeehaw, everybody. Hi, everyone. I'm Kai, and I've been a problem this whole show. I play Mr. Xainan Esch, and can I just say, welcome aboard, John. Thank you for bringing my beloved Dom. Thank you 1,000 times. My God. I've been taken for a spin. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what up, down. I don't know any of those. So I'm just going to say you can follow me everywhere as a Stubble Mattress. And I'm going to give it on over to Samm, our beautiful Starlight. Thank you.
It is me, your beautiful Starlight, that is actively crying in the club. You can find me all across the interwebs at Lust for Life X, LUSTTFORLAFEEX, preferably on Blue Sky, not the hellscape of the old reminiscent bird app. Yeah, I need to go to bed. Connie, take us home, please.
It's a me. Connie, taking us home. So I've got some exciting outro announcements about Arc 4. So as you all know, what comes next is the Arc 4 premiere. That's right. We're going to be debuting Arc 4 of the Chaos Protocol on Saturday, October 25th at 8 p.m. US Eastern Time right here on Twitch and YouTube Live. That is the last Saturday of October, right in the middle of Halloween season. The season of ghosts. One might say, the season of ghosts. It truly means the world to have all of you here with us as we return from a long but very necessary hiatus. We've been gearing up for Arc 4 for the past few months now, I want to say, and I cannot wait to share the world of Keseki with all of you, as well as its stories of survival, home, and redacted. As we breathlessly wait for Arc 4 to premiere, please consider pledging to our Patreon. We are debuting a brand new reward for Arc 4 called Player Logs. These are weekly video journals from the cast of Chaos, where they react to the most recent stream and answer prompts that you all, as our patrons, get to vote on. So you're also going to get free and early access to the PDF of The Bar at the End of the World, the system that enabled so much violence during this session, and the game that I wrote just for this interlude, especially for it. Additionally, we are going to be offering stream rewards whenever we reach a new milestone for paid members. So right now, I believe we're at 157 paid members, like we mentioned at the top of stream. When we reach 165, I will release a Patreon exclusive demo track from the Chaos EP I've been working on basically all year. I've been writing it on my new guitar. Maybe I will reveal what the guitar looks like next stream, but it's real, I promise. I have the demo track ready to release whenever we hit 165. So let's get up to 165.
It's good,
that's
y'all
only 8
do it.
more.
I've heard
I
it.
thank
It's really good.
Yeah, it's real good.
Y'all need to do it.
If you want to hear me sing, I'm not a vocalist, but if you want to hear me sing,
It's really good. Do it. I'm being so serious.
oh, I thank you. That's 8 more paid patrons. I think we can make it happen. So if you've been on the fence and you have the funds, now is the perfect time to support the show. You can also support the show by joining and participating in our Discord, making fan works if you are so inspired, posting about Transplanar on Blue Sky, Instagram, or Tumblr, rating our podcast on Apple Podcasts and Spotify, buying merch from our merch store, and most importantly, telling someone about the channel. Your friends, your family, your barista, your bartender, your dog, your cat, your parakeet. Thank you all so much, Transplaners. I will see you on the last Saturday of October, October 25th at 8 p.m. US Eastern Time for the Arc 4 premiere. And in the meantime, Bijo Bijo.